everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, what it do? So I just landed in San Francisco. This is my first solo trip, so I'm super excited. This is something that I've been wanting to do like since high school. I've already mastered going to restaurants by myself, going to the movies by myself. So now that I finally graduated, I was just like, you know what, it's time to take it up a notch. Like, it's a lot of world out there to see. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, what it do? I'm so excited to be talking to you guys today. I missed you so much. Today I'm going to be sharing 5 helpful tips for all my ladies out there that has been thinking about taking a solo trip. Or if you've been on a few already, then hopefully these tips can help to enhance your travel experience. When I first told people that I wanted to solo travel, most people looked at me like I was crazy. You know, I've always been pretty introverted, so I've never really had a problem with going different places by myself. So honestly, I used to get really offended when people would be like, why you going by yourself? Like, you couldn't find nobody else to go with you? Like, I felt like they was low-key trying to play me, like I ain't have no friends, but that was definitely not the case. My senior year of high school, I told my mom that I wanted to take a solo trip to Thailand, and she basically laughed it off, you know. And I was just like, yeah, okay, you laughing now, it's gonna happen eventually. Fast forward, once I graduated college, as a graduation gift to myself, I decided to take my first solo trip to San Francisco. It's still like my best solo trip to date, you guys. I was never in the room. I was always out doing stuff. It's so much to do there. I met one of my best friends to date. Like, we still go on different vacations and things like that. It was just confirmation to me that solo travel is definitely an eye-opening experience that I think more women should take advantage of. Or even if you're not interested in solo travel, okay, just go on a solo date. You know, go to a restaurant, go to the movies, go to the zoo, explore downtown. Y'all know on this channel I am all about self-development, okay, especially for my ladies, but men, y'all can learn a little something too. But through building your relationship with God, I really want to help you become the best version of yourself, and that just starts with getting comfortable by yourself. So yeah, y'all go ahead and subscribe if you're feeling the vibes, and I'm gonna get straight into it. All right, y'all, so the first tip that I have for traveling solo: confidence is key. You have to have confidence, you guys, and I know y'all probably saying I literally have no confidence, that's why I'm on this video. Girl, you gotta fake it till you make it. A big way to step into solo travel is, like I said a little bit earlier, you know, start small. Like, go to the movies, go out to eat, do different things in your city, or take a road trip, and then eventually you'll go out and do those big trips. And you're gonna feel super awkward at first, trust me, y'all. You're gonna want to run and hide. You're gonna be like, why is everybody looking at me? But just remember, y'all, life begins outside of your comfort zone, and technically you won't be alone because God is with you wherever you go, okay? He gonna be like, yes, look at my queen out there breaking out her shell, trying new things. Like, I love to see it. And I promise you, 9 times out of 10, like, people are not worried about you. I ain't gonna lie, you might get a few stares, like, just because you're that girl, but most of the time people are in their own zone, or like they're being entertained by the company they're with. They over there getting the tea. So I promise you, nobody really cares that you came somewhere alone. Literally just fake it till you make it, and then once you get over that initial fear, like, you're literally not gonna be thinking about anybody else in the room. Now, why is having confidence important? Because like I said, when it comes to solo traveling, you'll be forced to come out of your shell, speak up, interact with others, and ultimately it'll help you from getting got. Let's say you're in a new country, okay, nobody speak English, you got the map all out in front of you, you trying to ask people where to go, just kind of giving off the vibe that you don't know what you're doing. You might just be in the next movie Taken. Or let's say that you're in a restaurant and you have no idea how the currency works, so you just pull out the whole wad, you finna get taxed. So showing confidence is actually for your safety as well, you know. Like, if you played a part and you seem a little bit at least like you know what you're doing, it's a less chance that you'll get got. Now, I'm not saying people are not gonna try you at all, it's just like a less chance of that happening. So even if you're not too sure about a certain situation that you're in, like, just try your best to throw something together, because people will definitely prey on signs of weaknesses. All right, y'all, so the second tip is to do your research. This tip right here can pretty much determine whether you have an amazing time on your solo trip or an awful one. Depending on where you go, okay, it's not always a great idea to just be like, ooh, I'm gonna book this one-way flight and whatever happens, happens. If you're somewhere in the States, then like, yeah, that's cool. But if you're traveling international and this is your first time going there, that is the quickest way to get in some trouble. And one thing about me, like, I'm gonna research everything there is to know about a location before I even step in it, and that goes for domestic as well, just because, like, I like to plan stuff. I'm looking at plane tickets, hotels, Airbnbs, top attractions, restaurants. How much does it usually cost a vacation here? What is the city known for? Is it relatively safe? What area should I stay away from? By the time I get done researching, I'll be dang near ready to move there, y'all. That's how much research I be doing. Doing proper research is important because it allows you to budget. You know, what does the city have to offer? What is the weather gonna be like? How should I pack? How long should I stay? And I'm gonna do a whole nother video on how to plan your solo travel. So if y'all are interested, comment down below. Some things I really like to do when I'm picking a location is to watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos and vlogs. If I'm on a budget, then I'll Google cheap destinations. If I want some blue water, I'm gonna search best beach destinations for solo travel. Now you're always gonna run into a couple of blogs and articles that say, you know, a certain location or certain countries are not safe, but I would take that with a grain of salt. In fact, make sure that you take all of the information that you find on the internet with a grain of salt, and make sure that you have numerous sources. Don't just watch one video of somebody getting pickpocketed in Mexico and you like, well, can't go there. Like, no, sometimes the media really plants fear into us when we haven't even tried the place ourselves. So always get multiple opinions from multiple sources, and then go out there and experience it for yourself if you feel led to, okay? Me, I'ma always pray. Before I go on any solo trips, I always pray to God to get confirmation first. But I also know that a lot of different factors go into feeling safe and welcome at certain countries because of the cultures. I watched plenty of YouTube videos of Caucasian women saying that they felt preyed on because they look like tourists. I've heard many black women say that they had really negative experiences based on their darker skin tone. So I will not deny that certain safety risks don't exist, especially when going international. But it's still good to take everything with a grain of salt and experience it for yourself if you can, because somebody else with the same characteristics might have gone and has zero problems. So it really just depends. But now if you see multiple people saying the same thing, then that might be a sign to pump the brakes. But yeah, so another thing, doing your research will also play a huge role in how confident you feel when solo traveling. Like I said, at the end of the day, you just got to look the part, so at least have some foundations on where you're going and what you're doing. Okay, y'all, so the third tip I want to discuss: safety. This is probably the main reason why women shy away from traveling solo, okay? It's because they don't feel safe. And let me tell y'all something, stop watching the news so much. Like I said, the media basically wants us to quarantine for the rest of our lives. Don't fall into the trap. Now with that being said, I am not dismissing the dangers of solo travel. I'm gonna say that again, I am not dismissing the dangers of solo travel. At the same time, y'all, dangers lie everywhere. Like, we are definitely in the end times. I'm sure y'all have seen, like, nowadays you can walk into your own school or university and not be safe. You can walk into your job, your church, the grocery store and not be safe. So you can't let your fears allow you to miss out on this beautiful earth that God created for us. And I'm a Christian, okay? I'm not saying that that's gonna save me wherever I go. You know, as I said, you can walk into a church and not be safe. But just personally, before I step out anywhere for a solo vacation, I always take it up with the Lord first. Now, after you've gotten that confirmation that it's safe, like I said, the next step is to do your research. Learn everything there is to know about this location, okay? Research the crime, join Facebook groups, read articles, YouTube. Like, research is always key. Be aware of your surroundings, okay? Do not end up on the next movie Taken. Get off that phone and watch the people around you. Watch what's going on, okay? Why is this person staring at me? Am I being followed? Why did that car just spin the block? Even watch the shadows behind you as you're walking. I cannot stress this enough. Be aware and do not be preoccupied on your phone or fumbling with something in your hands. Don't look down, don't look away. Look people straight in their face when they're talking to you. Have that confidence. Never tell anybody that you're traveling alone, at least not off rip. And this goes for males and females. Just let them know, oh, I'm here visiting family, you know, or my husband is coming later tonight. Don't tell people where you're staying, and don't post it on social media either. This is the only instance where it's okay to lie your ass off, okay? Tell these people anything because you don't know them. This gives you an opportunity to feel them out. How are they acting? How are they looking at you? Do they seem genuine? Be able to feel people out, you know, kind of trust your instinct. I'm not saying like you always gonna get it right 100%, because some people is smooth, y'all. But a lot of times, you know, you're able to know within the first few minutes, can I trust this person? And sometimes they might be traveling alone too, so that's a way to make a good friend, you know? So at the end of the day, just use discernment. Be very cautious going out at night, okay? If you're drinking alcohol, know your limits. Don't get trashed. Don't accept drinks from anybody, y'all, male or female. You need to be watching the bartender pour your drink. When it comes to dressing, blend in as best as you can. Respect the culture. Don't be out here in a crop top if everybody else is covered up. Don't get got trying to be cute, because you're really just gonna look like a tourist. Another thing that I want to touch on when it comes to safety: cheap does not always equal good. That's why it's so important to pick locations that are actually affordable for you. There are certain places that I definitely want to go right now, okay, but it's just not in my bank account, at least not in this season. So I'm not finna go there and penny pinch the whole time. Sometimes that more expensive private taxi is safer than taking public transportation. Sometimes that resort is safer than staying at that hostel in the ghetto. Now, I'm not saying that you gotta splurge every time you go on vacation, but do not sacrifice your safety. And always have a little bit more money on you than what you need, okay? Because you never know what could happen. I learned this from experience. Leave stuff in the safe in your hotel room if they have one. Your passport, extra money, your laptop, any valuables. Always leave that stuff in the safe. Download Google Maps and Google Translate for when you're offline. Always drop locations, drop pins. Turn your location on so other people always know where you at. Keep your charger on you. Like, this all goes into safety. Alright, y'all, so the fourth tip that I have for solo travel: pack light. Y'all, I didn't learn how to pack light until like my second month of becoming a flight attendant. I used to pack so much in my carry-on suitcase to where literally my wrist would hurt as I walked through the airport. Packing your entire life is not a good idea when you're traveling solo. Not only will you save money by packing lighter, it'll help you to be more mobile, okay? It won't slow you down. Only pack your necessities. What I like to do is plan out an outfit for each day and the activities that I'm doing, so that way I know that I'm not overpacking. If it's warm outside, then it's no reason to bring a hoodie. Maybe you can bring a smaller little cardigan just in case you go in a restaurant and it's cold or something. Another piece of advice that I have for you guys that I just started doing: roll your clothes up and use packing cubes. Not only does it keep all of my things organized, but it helps me to save space. So basically, if it don't fit in the packing cube, then it ain't going with me. Try to stay as digital as possible. Don't bring that many big books or papers and stuff, unless it's a copy of your passport. I might pack that just to be safe. Instead of carrying a purse, maybe carry a backpack. You know, you can fit a few more things in there and it's more secure. Nobody can really snatch it off you. Just make sure that you don't leave anything in the open pockets. Make sure you always zip it up, and maybe leave room for some snacks in there, you know, in case you get hungry. The last tip that I have for packing light is to invest in a decent suitcase. It will literally be the worst if you just walking through the airport and your wheel falls off. Like I said earlier, cheap isn't always good. So this will ensure that the bag lasts you a long time. Alright, y'all, so the last tip that I have for solo travel is to make connections. Meet up with other travelers, you know, spark up conversations, get to know people. Now, like I said, use discernment. I've also learned that there's tons of Facebook groups out there for like people that travel to certain destinations often, and people that actually live there are usually a part of the group too, okay? Digital nomads. So those groups usually have the most tea on like what's going on in the city, and it's a really good way to make friends, you know, and meet up with different people. If you're sitting at a bar or something, spark up a conversation with the girl sitting next to you. Or she could possibly be with a group, but get to know each other, because you never know if the next day you could be partying with these people on a yacht. Now, like I said, y'all, use discernment, but I'm just saying, you never know who you're gonna meet. Or maybe you've been trying to start a business and this person is already successful in that path, you know, and can help you out. Like, you never know who God is gonna put in your path. Hold on, y'all, cause it's getting hot. Y'all already know about that time. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry if it get loud, but I'm almost done. I love my cheap lip gloss. It just always that white line. It be the white line for me. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I think we good. Okay, so I was saying another really good way to meet people is in hostels. It's pretty much like a dorm room. There could be between like 4 and 8 beds in one room. They usually run super cheap, you guys. Probably start off at like $10, $25 depending on where you at. I would personally say to kind of wait until you're well seasoned for this. When I say seasoned, like make sure that you've gone on enough solo travels before you go into a hostel, because I personally, I'm a beginner myself and and I have not stayed in any hostels as of yet. I usually do hotels, you know, in a resort, but honestly, a hostel is really going to give you that local experience. Like, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, I've been to this country, that country, but they literally like never left the resort. So I technically would not classify that as, you know, actually being in a certain location. The ultimate goal of solo travel is to actually go out and explore, immerse yourself in these different cultures. And 9 times out of 10, other people that stay in hostels are solo traveling as well, or backpacking. So like I said, that is an amazing way to make friends. But yeah, to wrap up this last point, making connections is definitely key on your solo trip. God bless me, like I said, with one of my best friends to date. We met in San Francisco on a tour bus. She's from Milwaukee, I'm from Houston. We actually ended up going on another trip together in Miami. Then when I ended up getting based in Chicago, you know, for my job, she ended up driving out there. Like I said, y'all, don't be shy and miss out on a best friend sent to you from the Lord. Or this person can be a reason for a breakthrough in your business. Like, you never know who you're gonna run into. But alright, y'all, that's all I have for this video. Okay, in 2022 we is putting our big girl pants on, period. Solo travel is something that I definitely hold dear to my heart. It's definitely a gift given to me by God, and he wants you to know that you can do it as well. He wants his daughters to trust him and step outside of their comfort zone. Unleash that fearlessness that lies within you. But alright, y'all, so I'm gonna go over the 5 tips again. Number 1, confidence is key. Number 2, do your research. Number 3, safety, safety, safety. Number 4, pack light. And number 5, make connections. Don't miss out on exploring this beautiful world that God created for us, okay? Anchor your trust in him, use discernment, trust your gut, and I promise that you're gonna have the time of your life. I love y'all so much, and I'll see you on Sunday.